Cut my music, cut my music. I got one question for you boys and girls. Is it hitting? That's the only question that needs to be answered today. Is it hitting? Well, we're going to have to wait and find out, but I got at least 2 plays that I think might hit, and you should probably consider playing them in their contests, in your contest, I should say, if you're trying to make that illustrious coin. Now then, we've got 13 games today because we've just had 2 and then 1 and then 2, and now we got 13 because Adam Silver must be a genius, right? Wrong. 13, it's just not hitting. There's too many games for me to process. There's too many choices. It's choice overload. So when something like that happens, I try to keep it simple, just like the thumbnail today. Simple, short, and sweet. So, if you're new to my channel, first thing you need to do, hit that subscribe button. And if you're an old crafty veteran like most of you, go ahead and smash the like button. You will be doing God's work and you will be promoting your boy. And what more can I ask for than that, my friends, my brothers in Christ? Let's break this down. The first guy that I'm going to talk about is Dennis Schroeder. Or should I call him Schroeder for the layman? Let's be real. Nobody knows how to pronounce his name. Is he Frenchy? We don't know. We're just going with the vibe. 6.5 assists. Give me more, not less. Give me more. Going over here to Outlier Bet right quick. Look at this, minus 128. His last 10, he's hit it, not that many times, 40%, right? Scared, right? But here's the deal. Charlotte Hornets 21st in assists allowed, and my model has him going just under 7, so at 6.5, he just made the list, and I'm gonna have to give him a nudge. Now then, it never feels comfortable to take Dennis Schroeder in any slip, whether it's points, assists, PRA, any of it, but there's 2 reasons I'm taking it today. 1, because he is projected for 11.4 potential assists per game. Not projected, that's what he averages. 11.4 potential assists per game. He only needs to get 7 to cover this line. It's an elite matchup, but more importantly than that, I'm running it back with the man, the myth, the legend, Terry Scary Rozier. Absolutely. I am taking him to the bank, and I'm not sure what to recommend here. So I'm just going to give you dealer's choice. My favorites probably is Fantasy Score, but his assist got him projected for 8. It's in play. If you want to gamble it up, you can take his points plus his assist, his P plus A. Where you at, P plus A? Where are you? You're scrolling down in the gutter down there at 29.5. Look how crispy that looks for the last 5 kings. You know you love to see 5 green beans. Well, 4 out of 5, but who's counting? 29.5, here's the deal. The matchup, it's not solid. It's not great. It's not a pace up. It's not a pace down. It is a pace down for them because Charlotte plays at a way faster pace, but there's no LaMelo. They did get Bridges and Washington back, and Mr. Miller for that matter, but who cares about Mr. Miller? So, let me go back over to the notepad. I got Rozier projected for 1.11 fantasy points per minute with a 27% usage rate. Now, on average, that's going to increase without LaMelo on the floor. Somebody has to pick this team up, carry them on their back, and Scary Terry just might be the man to do it. I don't love either of these plays, folks. I really don't. The plays that I love, I'm just going to be honest to you. They're behind the paywall because they already got bumped. If they weren't bumped, they'd be right here on this YouTube ready to go for you, my brothers in Christ. They bumped them up, but I will give you an outlet of where to get them. I'm getting there shortly, okay? We got Sleeper and Chalkboard coming. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. So this is my 1v1 for the Charlotte-Toronto game. Either one of these for Scary Terry's in play, okay? Fantasy, 7 assists or points plus assist. I like them all. I'll have exposure to each of them. Probably points assist is my favorite, and then probably fantasy, and then straight his assist last because it does have some crispy push equity, okay? And Dennis Schroeder, if you don't want to take his assist, I don't blame you. He's always somebody that can sell you at the drop of a hat. You can take his points or maybe even his points assist as well. Now let's keep our feet firing and dig through this dumpster some more. Now the next man that I'm going to talk about needs no introduction. He doesn't need any of that, but it's none other than Nikola Jokic, the MVP candidate, the MVP, former two-time, and the former world champion. Absolutely. I know he needs no introduction, but I just gave him one. And my favorite proposition for this man is going to be 10 assists, okay? It's most likely that he's going to land on 10, okay? I think he can get right at 10, and he can always soar over 10, so I have to mention it. I'd be amiss if I didn't. He's averaging 14 and a half potential assists per game, okay? And you throw back in the mix that Jamal Murray and co are back. Their offense is getting healthy. They're fully starting to click. I really like this. He literally got 15 against them last time they played, but if you can see the last time he played before that, he only got 8. I don't really factor in what they did last time into the equation at all, folks. I'm just showing you ceilings and floor. His floor here is 8. His ceiling is 16. So at 10, knowing that it can push and knowing who it is, and 14.1 potential assists per game, I'm taking the Joker, and I'll take him twice on Sundays. Now, I want to say something else. The last game he played versus the Clippers, he shot horrific. He was missing everything. Layups, hook shots, three-point shots. You name it, the Joker was missing it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out tonight and he throws hands and he goes right back to the rim. He starts chucking shots instead of facilitating, and he gets all the points. I'm telling you right now, I could see Joker getting 33 points tonight. Either one of these are in play. You got the captain's blessing. I like him. And if you really want to gamble, you can just take his fantasy score because you get all of it. The points, the assists, the rebounds, the blocks, the steals, and unfortunately, the turnovers for that matter. But I'm not in love with this matchup, not because of anyone that's going to stop him, but just because the Houston Rockets may not be able to compete with old Denver. So either one of these two, and also his points plus assists, always going to be in play as well. 39.5, it's solid. It's dealer's choice there, my friends. I'll have exposure to all of it. Cap, what about the thumbnail? What about the masked man? Well, he used to wear the mask, the Phantom of the Opera, Jaylen Brown. Well, 21.5 points for Jaylen Brown is just a smidge too low for me. I think it should be at 22.5, and that, for that reason alone, I'm taking them more at 21.5. Jaylen Brown can get hot anytime he's on the court. The Knicks and the Celtics rivalry, just like the Celtics and the Sixers, those teams, they're old school rivalries. But the fact of the matter is this: Jaylen Brown is not in a great matchup. The Knicks, they're pretty stingy when it comes to defense, believe it or not. Let's go over here to Outlier Bet, and I can show you what I mean. They're actually third in points allowed, and that is not good. That is the fly in the ointment, okay? The Knicks do not give up a lot of points to this position, and their defense is solid. But you can see Jaylen Brown has a massive ceiling of 30, okay? 30 real points. In 55% of his last 20, he's been able to achieve this or more. As you can see, he did have a 36 burger there. 20, he went all the way down to 11 and some. That would be his floor, I would say. So the median, in my opinion, okay, if his ceiling is 36 and his floor is 11, I would say that his median is going to be bang right at 22. And my own personal model projects him for 23. So with that in mind, I am targeting Jaylen Brown. Now, I'm not in love with it as far as it's going to be something that I'm fully overexposed to, just because that game could get very, very defensive in a hurry. But I am 100% targeting. He made the thumbnail because it was a massive, great picture. I love that picture, so I had to use it. But I will show you one last thing. Not that this matters at all, because this is going back to 2021. But look at these crispy numbers. Historically, if you're a guy that likes the historical trends, he smashes the Knicks. 22, 11, 29, 22, 30, 22, 16, 23, 46. Again, I don't put any weight in this historical yearly trend thing at all. It just doesn't mean much to me. I will say this, they did just play on November 13th, and he barely covered, and on 10/25, he put up a stinker, okay? Jaylen Brown's in play, but again, he's a dart. It is not a core play, which usually the thumbnail is. I just thought it was a bad picture. In fact, he may not even be the thumbnail by the time this video makes it to edit, because I can see people thinking that that's the core lock of the day just because he's on the thumbnail. But let's keep our feet firing. And the next guy that I'm going to give you advice on is Derek White. He's in that same matchup. If you don't want to take Brown's points, you can always look at Derek White's fantasy score. Look at this, last 5 green beans. But he's had elite matchups other than Orlando. But you can see here in Orlando plays stingy defense. Just like the Knicks, Orlando is one of those defensive, slower paced teams, and he was still able to get 31. And that happens to be his floor here. 31, 35, then 40, 34, 42. He absolutely is in play at 27.5. I have him projected for 29. You can take it twice on Sundays. Either one of these gentlemen are in play. Remember, there's 13 games, so I'm just going in the dumpster and giving you guys options. I'm not here to spoon feed you and let you know exactly what to take. I'm trying to get away from that. It's just unsustainable. There's too many grown men crying. There's too many grown men blaming me for things that I have nothing to do with, that don't understand gambling. They just don't get it. They're just lost in the sauce, my friend. And I know that these players make the list, but some of you are making Captain Crush's list, and that, my friend, is a list that is mighty long. I'm telling you. I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have a list. All jokes aside, let's talk about some of these fantasy scores. Do they have De'Aaron Fox up yet? Remember, I'm doing this live. They do not. Okay, when De'Aaron Fox gets posted up here, I will 100% be targeting his fantasy score or his PRA, depending on what the lines are. The fact is, he does get a lot of turnovers. Unfortunately, he's been racking those turnovers up, and those are daggers for fantasy score on PrizePicks. Every time they get a turnover, take away a point. It stings. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. It makes you cringe. But I will go right back to D-Fox when they put him on the board. I mean, guys, there's just so many good plays tonight on the board. I will say you this. The number one thing, the first thing you gentlemen and girls need to do when you're making your contest and you're taking plays, go to ESPN or whatever your favorite site is. I use Outlier Bet. By the way, promo code CRUSH on Outlier. You'll get 30 free days. But the link's in the description. What you need to be doing is checking the over-unders for the game. The higher the point total, the closer the spread, those are the games you want to attack, the pace-up spots. So like the Raptors against the Hornets, the Nets against the Wizards, the 76ers against the Hawks. Speaking of which, Joel Embiid, the former MVP, the current MVP, I should say, was my top play of the day until Trae Young got ruled out. You hate to see it. Trae Young, he got a random illness. He got this case of the Fridays. He wants a long weekend. He's not interested in playing tonight. He's sick, quote, quote. So now the path for Atlanta Hawks to victory is very narrow, which gets me off of Embiid. Pause. Resume. We're good. We're good here. We're good. It's all gravy here. So I still like Joel Embiid just because even in 3 quarters, the man can get 60. Of course he can. He's Joel Embiid. He's been crushing. And I've seen a lot on Twitter about people talking about Joel Embiid being afraid of Clint Capella. Friends, he just dropped 32 on him last time they played? He ain't afraid of Clint. Clint will not do anything to Joel Embiid. It's just we need Joel Embiid to play 38 minutes. And are we going to get 38 minutes from Joel Embiid tonight without Trae Young on the other side? Your guess is as good as mine, brother. But if you feel like gambling, his assists are in play. You can get it at 6.5 on other websites like Sleeper and Chalkboard. It was 6.5 on PrizePicks. They bumped it. Or you can just take his points at 32.5. Either or is fine. I actually like his points assists as well. But again, maybe you need to go over to the NBA first half and go over to Embiid over there and see if they got him in the mix. And they do. They have him at 16.5 first half points. That's solid. Even his 25.5 PRA, that's solid. I wish they had a fantasy score, but they don't because they're smarter than that and they don't have it up there. But all those are in play, baby. Joel Embiid's always in play. My method, my formula is the studs are always going to be in play regardless of what anyone tells you. Speaking of studs, let's talk about yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He dropped 35 real points, but he sold his fantasy score by what? 3? We just needed 1 assist and a rebound, or 2 points and a rebound, or 1 block, 1 steal, or less turnovers. You hate to see it. The core anchors, Hallie Fantasy and Giannis Fantasy, and Giannis sold the bag. And also the playoff or the tournament game, the Lakers just came goated. Listen, LeBron was goating it up, friends. He was soaring over that fantasy score. He had 48 fantasy points with a full third quarter and fourth quarter to go. He got pulled at the bottom of the third, didn't play any of the fourth, and that's why he didn't cover his fantasy points. He soared over his real points. He soared over his assists. He cashed it, but unfortunately on the fantasy side of things, hey, that's just the world we live in. That's the game we play. This is the life we've chosen, my brothers. We've chosen this life. We're gamblers. It comes with the territory. We don't cry, we crush. When we get knocked down, we get picked up again, we brush it off, and we go on to the next day. And speaking of which, I was happy with the cord last night. A lot of people won, but a lot of people got beat because of that Boswell didn't decide to kick the field goal. The Steelers coaching staff didn't kick that field goal. I don't know how they don't kick the field goal there. They would have been a one-score game, and they came back to lose by 3, and that is why these coaches need to stop thinking they're Campbell and going for it on 4th down and just take the points. We're begging you. We got coin on the line. Do you not respect our coin, Tomlin? But I called the shot with Billy Zapp, didn't I? Zap Bailey, didn't I? I call him Billy Zapp the kid, but it's Zap Bailey. Didn't I call it? I told you, embrace the unknown, and he soared over his fantasy score because that's what he does. But let's go back to yesterday. I was proud of my Discord. A lot of people got beat up. A lot of people got W's. So I ended up doing a giveaway, had a couple winners, and they are now free rolling their Flex Friday slips. So that is my proud papa moment for you guys taking L's like men, and I reward you with a giveaway where we spin the wheel. And if you want to get in the Discord and attend the live streams, get my model projections, get my playlist, get with my community, because I'm telling you, the PrizePicks Discord and community is full of this. I stopped in there today, and this is what I saw. He's banned, he's sold, I need locks. All the nonsense, everything that I can't stand about sports betting fantasy sites is all in one place there. If you want a real community where most of the people are grown and understand what we're doing here and everybody's trying to get better, CaptainCrush.net gold package, sync your Discord. I get 100 DMs a day where people are like, Cap, I bought the gold package, I can't get in there. I'm like, dude, you got to sync your Discord. I'm not a tech savvy guy, but if you need help with that, message Dub Club. It's tied together. They'll let you know. You can also get a free trial if you use Chalkboard or Sleeper codes, and that promotion's going away soon. So cash in while you can. I'll probably pull it January 1st. Now let's keep moving right along. Who do we got? We got Shai Alexander versus the Warriors. My friends and brothers in Christ, I love this game. In fact, well, I shouldn't say that on air, but I do love this game. Now, here's the thing. Shai Alexander is 30.5 points over on Sleeper. Now, you may be asking yourself, Cap, why Sleeper? Here's why right here. This is my Sleeper 2-man for the day. Shai Alexander's at 30.5 points. I like that. I have him projected for exactly 32. And then Nick Claxton, 9.5 rebounds, got him projected for 10, and the line is already at 10 on PrizePicks. This is why I tell you guys, you have to line shop, okay? And here's the deal. If you do deposit on Sleeper for the first time, they will match you up to 100%, up to $100. And you get that free trial. Now, if you're already on Sleeper and you don't want to go there, you want to cash in the promo still, I got your back like a shirt, buddy. You go right over here to Chalkboard and looky, Captain Crush has got a hooky. Joel Embiid, 6.5 assists. Why pay at 7 at PrizePicks when you can get it on Chalkboard at 6.5? Or you can take alternate lines on his real points and I think get it down to 30. Nick Claxton, bang, crispy 9.5 rebounds over there too. And Shai, they don't let you take an alternate line on his points. His points line there is 31, but you can take an alternate line on his 39.5 PRA, which is also solid. Lock it in. These are my 3 favorite over on Chalkboard right now. Again, promo code CRUSH on either or. Cash in for your trial. Send me an email with proof of purchase, and I will hook it up, my boys. That's the only hookup that you want. You don't want to be hooked on a hook. You get what I'm saying? But it is Flex Friday, so we do have to talk about old PrizePicks. So I'm taking Shai over there, but I'm not taking him on PrizePicks. But you know who I am taking? Draymond Green. 9.5 points versus the Thunder. Historically, he's done well in this matchup. In fact, let me see what he's at over here on Outlier Bet. Can I? All right, here we go on Outlier. Head-to-head. He just played him November 3rd, 15. Again in April of last year. Well, last season, 17. And then again in March, 11. Listen, I'm not loving Draymond Green less than the next guy. But the fact is, it's a good spot for him, and he has been chucking up shots way more often than lately. He just tried to take the 3-point game winner another game ago, which was insane to me, but that's all I needed to see, okay? And if you don't want his points rebounds are also in play, okay? This is his head-to-head with the points rebounds in this spot. He does well here. Not saying that this holds a lot of value to me because it doesn't, but they are 28th in rebounds allowed. They're 9th in points allowed, so I do like his points rebounds better than just his points, or you can even take just his rebound. It's at 6.5, I believe. Nope, they bumped it to 7, but I did get it locked in at 6.5. Again, you can probably get it on Chalkboard for later, or for less, I should say. But that's probably the optimal one there, right there, with the lines being on PrizePicks the way they are. Remember, whenever you play Draymond Green, the unders are automatically in play because he's the only man that has ejection equity. We talk about blowout equity. We talk about push equity. I'm throwing a third one into the mix, and it's called ejection equity. And Draymond Green, he's got it. You know what I'm saying? He's got ejection equity. He's the only man that can be ejected any day of the week, twice on Sundays. So buyer beware and seller beware, but I do like it and I will play it. Now, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about for the YouTube. The rest will be dissected and surgically broken down on the live stream, which will be at 4:30 Central today. That's 4:30 Central. We have these live streams every single day, Monday through Friday. That is where I answer all your questions. We go over late breaking news and we build slips together. My friends, if you happen to join my court and you come in expecting to get rich overnight, just save yourself the trouble. That's not me. That's not my community. We're grinders. We're there to get better. Everybody, myself included, I try to get better at this every single day. And my goal is to give projections and teach you guys and to help foster a good community to get you guys to make your own reads. I say this and I live by this. You will always, 100% of the time, feel better about making your own reads, win, lose, or draw, than you will just tailing somebody else. That's just human nature. If you build a slip based on your own reads and using my projection charts, fine, but making your own reads with it, you're always going to feel better about it. So my job and goal is to help teach you the fundamental process of how to find the plays to target. And I think, and I know that I do that pretty well. You can ask my cord, 90% of them, I won't say 90 because there's always a 20% drop off. 80% of them will tell you that I'm a pretty good teacher. If all I do is focused on giving you plays that I like, then what's the point? Okay, I mean, honestly, what's the point in that? That makes no sense. You've heard the parable, teach a man to fish or feed him a fish. I know 90% of you just want to get fed, and that's the problem with your generation. No hate, but I'm just keeping it 100 like always, my friends. So the final thoughts that I'll leave you with is 2 things. Remember, target the fast-paced games. Okay, the pace-up spots. So even though I don't really like him, Mikal Bridges against the Washington Wizards, his fantasy score, his points, it's always going to be in play, okay? Nicholas Claxton, also in play. Stephen Curry at 40 fantasy points, in play. Remember, I always tell you guys, cores and darts. Find your 2 cores, spread them across multiple slips, and then just start hitting the darts with them, okay? That's what you got to do. And the last thing, Zach Collins against Chicago. This guy is so tilting because he just doesn't play a lot of minutes. Look at the drop-off from last year to this year with Zach Collins. It's incredible. It's just absolutely insane how bad he's dropped off. I know Wemby's in the mix now, and I am targeting Wemby today on some things, but Zach Collins 10.5 R+A is 100% in the mix against Chicago. What do I always say about Chicago? Limited rim protection, so I will take a shot here on Zach Collins 10.5 R+A. It's in play, and that is a rhyme, and I do it some of the time. You like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins, you like that? I know you like that. Well, there's nothing left else for me to say, folks. I've covered everything that I want to cover on this video. Hopefully it's not too long, but I say this, I'm going to try to get these videos out earlier starting next week. I talked to the woman. She said, if you want to make them late at night, I won't get mad. So praise be to Christ, boys. We might get early videos the night before and pump up those views. But as always, if you like what you saw, or if you think you learned anything or I helped you out in any type of way, smash the like button. I appreciate it. Tell your boys, give me a subscribe. And if you want more Crush and you want to get in the live streams and you want my projections and you want my community, it's CaptainCrush.net gold package. Silver is just plays, doesn't have Discord. You got to get gold. Folks, Christmas is right around the corner. I'm telling you guys, bankroll management, don't go crazy trying to chase that Christmas coin, okay? Slow and steady wins the race. Now, here's your salute. And I appreciate each and every one of you like I appreciate the air that I breathe. And I do have a public giveaway coming soon. We're going to do it live, probably on TikTok or maybe YouTube. I will let you guys know, but it will be a live stream where we spin the wheel for the public gatherings. And with all that in mind, I got one last thing to say. My brothers in Christ, let's crush.